What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all boys with a brand new reaction video, and today we finna go ahead and get into it. Cardi B, the 5'9" Brims versus Jeezy Moolah and the Real Rights. This is coming out of Brooklyn, New York. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Ain't too much talking today, but I need y'all to make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's do it.
Cardi B's best friend is facing charges tonight in a sweeping gang roundup. Star Brim, whose real name is Yanette Respass, was indicted on racketeering and assault charges. They say she was the highest-ranking woman in the 5'9" Brims gang. That's a subset of the Blood Street Gang.
The 5'9" Brims enterprise was a set of the Blood Street Gang formed in Los Angeles, California in the early 1970s.
I can't lie, right? Shawty, you got Star Brim on your chain. They're gonna put that. This shit's over with.
1990s, certain individual sets of the Blood Street Gang, including the 5'9" Brims, began operating on the east coast of the United States, including in New York, under what was known as the United Blood Nation, also known as the UBN. In the early 2000s, members and associates of the 5'9" Brims broke away from the UBN and began operating under the New York Blood Brim Army, also known as the NYBBA, which was composed of, in part, multiple subsets known as hoods, which included the 5'9" Brims, the Bloodhound Brims, the MacBowler Brims, and the Lowrider Brims, among others. Despite having different names and being comprised of individuals from different areas of New York, each subset of the NYBBA, including the 5'9" Brims, maintained common tattoos, communication codes, language and gestures. Members of every set were identifiable as Bloods because they wore the color red. The 5'9" Brims was a gang comprised primarily of individuals residing in and around Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx and Manhattan, New York, and elsewhere.
Damn, nigga,
as alleged in the
damn near the whole city. He just named 4 out of the 5 boroughs, right? God damn. Big gang.
Indictment. The 5'9" Brim set of the Bloods is a violent street gang whose members have engaged in criminal activities including drug trafficking, robbery, and fraud, as well as murder, assault, and firearms offenses. Between January 2012 and February 2020, the defendants, together with others, conspired to conduct the affairs of the enterprise through a pattern of racketeering acts, including identification fraud and access device fraud, narcotics trafficking, and multiple acts involving murder. All of the defendants' membership in the enterprise is confirmed through evidence seized from cellular telephones and social media accounts, among other sources.
Niggas telling them
they engaged in communications regarding various illegal schemes designed to enrich themselves and the enterprise. In particular, the investigation revealed that the defendants made large sums of money from selling crack, cocaine, marijuana and pills, including ecstasy and oxycodone. They often supplied each other with the narcotics, sharing in the illicit proceeds and passing part of those proceeds on to incarcerated members of the enterprise. Willie Evans was charged as the gang's godfather, or highest-ranking non-incarcerated member, and Jammer Simmons, allegedly, was the highest-ranking member of the Bronx-based Brims. Yanette Respass, which a lot of you may know as Star Brim, was the godmother of the set. She is also a good friend of entertainer Cardi B, which has been well documented. As early as 2012, the Brims was wilding. The Brooklyn set identified itself as the Bread Gang. Around 2015, they started beefing with a rival faction of the 5'9" Brim. This gang is identified as the Real Right Crew.
You niggas couldn't impress, niggas got the bag, I won't settle for less, nigga. Got a Hellcat up on my neck, nigga. Tell my youngest we back in the jets, nigga. You know shit getting litty. You know shit getting litty. I'm not worried about nothing, cause when I'm in traffic, yeah, I keep it with me. You know shit getting litty.
The Real Right set of the Blood Street Gang operated in Brooklyn and elsewhere. Real Right members were active on social media and often appended the name of the gang to their usernames, and also wore clothing and jewelry with the Real Right gang's R logo on it. Jeezy Moolah and Real Right Sport are members of Real Right. They are also rappers for the gang. They consider themselves Woo and go as far as claiming that Jeezy Moolah started it. Both of the gangs are known for scamming. One thing we did know, they was getting money. In October of 2015, Melvin Pippins, aka Bread Gang Melly, was sitting in his car smoking some bud with a female friend. He was near the corner of Beverly Road and East 19th Street. Around 2 in the morning, another car pulled up next to them. A gunman, seated in the passenger's seat, opened fire and struck Pippins in the chest. The woman in the passenger's seat of the car was not injured. She ran out the car, yelling and screaming after the shooting.
Damn.
A few moments later, Melly got out of the car and staggered over to the entrance of a nearby building where he collapsed and died.
Shawty ain't even trying to
Melly was
help.
a co-gang member and brother of Marvin Pippins, aka Muck. December 19th,
Oh, that was his
2015.
brother.
Following the death of Bread Gang Melly, Muck found himself in the Bed-Stuy
shit.
section of BK on a drill. Sean Peart, aka
Caught
Real
one.
Right S. was parked on Dean Street, near Schenectady Avenue around 4 p.m. when a white car pulled up near his Infiniti. Allegedly, Muck got out, walked up to Peart's car and opened fire, riddling
He
it
did
with
some
bullets.
walk down shit.
S.
He ain't even do a
managed to drive
drive-by.
off down Dean Street, getting close to Utica Avenue before ramming into a parked Nissan. S. who had been shot
What the fuck did you crash into, nigga? You just got away. You niggas do not know how to conduct yourself after y'all do some shit, and it shows. It's always a crash, nigga. When nobody chasing you, nigga.
several times in the chest, was rushed to Interfaith Hospital, but he could not be saved. This was the first murder charged in the indictment against the Brims. The feud led to a series of violent confrontations between the two gangs, and they sought to retaliate for the murder of Real Right S. by shooting and killing Bread Gang members at any opportunity. On January 3, 2017, allegedly, Real Right members, Bam Bam, aka Real Right Sport,
You can't
and
even-
Mark
you can't even
Waiters,
say that
also
you
known
not
as
in
Telly,
this shit.
found out that a Bread Gang member was at a specific
You niggas
location
rapping
in the
too
vicinity
hard.
of Essex Street and Hester Street in Lower Manhattan. Smith and Waiters traveled to the location and shot an innocent person sitting in his car whom they mistook for their intended target. The victim was seriously injured, but survived the shooting. We decided to re-release this story because recently, these three Real Right members were sentenced for their crimes. Jeezy Mullet, who is the leader of Real Right, and Real Right Telly, were sentenced to terms of imprisonment of 150 months and 149 months, respectively.
So
Re-
they got like 140. That's damn near 12 years. You know what I'm saying? So they got a little bit more than 12 years, both of them.
Real Right Sport got 132 months in prison. Moving
They got
along
11
though.
years.
Hi, we're Visible. From road tripping.
In
God
2018, members of the 5'9 Brims agreed to commit and orchestrated a violent assault against bartenders at a nightclub in Queens called Angels, because members of the enterprise believed the bartenders had disrespected another member of the gang.
What the fuck?
Specifically, Star Brim, who was incarcerated in Danbury at the time, commissioned her subordinates, known as Drops, to execute an assault on the bartenders. Despite being incarcerated,
stupid move.
Star Brim nevertheless wielded the power of the Enterprise to orchestrate the attack and directed multiple 5'9 Brim members, including Lane and Chuck, that Brim's members needed to deliver the message and pop that bottle on one of the bartenders, stating, "I want hands put on them. I don't even want no talking." Defendant Lane agreed with Star Brim that the assault needed to
What
be
did they say,
executed,
though?
and that if Star Brim's Drops failed to do so, Lane would take care of it herself. On August 15, 2018, following the orders, Chuck, Love, Zambrano and three of Respas's Drops assembled at Angels nightclub. Surveillance footage inside the venue captured images of the premeditated assault on the bartender. Chuck
What
and
the
Zambrano
fuck?
stood at the corner of the bar next to several women. A woman standing next to Chuck ordered a drink from the intended target and then lured her closer, gesturing for her to reinforce
So they
them.
beefing with some
As Chuck
girls.
stood by with a cell phone
That's
camera
why
trained
Star
on the
Brim did
intended
that.
victim, the women next to Chuck grabbed the bartender's hair and, along with two other women, repeatedly beat her head while pulling her over the bar. Ultimately, the assailants threw a bottle at the bartender. Throughout, Chuck stood next to the women with his cellular telephone's camera filming the
This
entire
nigga
assault.
filming the
After the
goddamn.
attack, the video captured by defendant Chuck was sent to the gang member on behalf of whom Star Brim had ordered the assault. Dissatisfied with the first attack, Star Brim continued
said that wasn't
communicating with other Enterprise members about the assault, and discussed whether the assault was vicious enough, or if the Brims needed to do them more dirtier than that. Another assault ultimately did take place, approximately 2 weeks later, during which several members of the 5'9 Brims, including defendant Chuck, attacked the same targeted bartenders at Angels. On August 29th, Cardi B, Chuck and Tawana were charged with that allegedly. The three of them pelted a 23-year-old woman with bottles and drinks, and attacked another woman. Chuck allegedly recorded it all, and prevented anyone from helping. Cardi B and Jackson Tawana, 36, allegedly planned the attack and exchanged cash for it. They all pleaded not guilty and were released on bail. Chuck allegedly served as muscle for Cardi B as just one chapter in his lengthy criminal history. Jeffrey Bush, also known as Chuck, was a high-ranking member of the Brooklyn 5'9" Brims before he was arrested in August 2019. The investigation revealed that Chuck obtained coke from a supplier, which he cooked into crack in his crib. At least 2 young children had been residing there along with Chuck's girlfriend. A search executed at defendant Chuck's apartment revealed that he was in possession of various narcotics, including a bag containing a white, rocky substance believed to be crack cocaine, unknown pills, and a small amount of a green leafy substance believed to be marijuana, as nearly $15,000 in cash. At the time of defendant Chuck's arrest, a scale commonly used to weigh narcotics was thrown from the window of the apartment and was recovered by law enforcement. Chuck's apartment had various devices.
They already got the drugs, bro. What the fuck was the scale gonna do? Give you intent to distribute? They was already gonna do that anyways, bro. That shit's crazy.
Fraudulent
that remind me of the
cards.
story when Casanova said he got caught in the building and he threw the gun out the window and they caught the gun. It was just like, bro, that shit was over with before it even, you know what I'm saying, started.
There was some scamming going on. Rodolfo Zambrano, also known as Latin Dinero, allegedly helped further the enterprise's drug trafficking activity, possessed firearms, and conspired with defendants Chuck, Love and others to commit the assault at Angels in August 2018. Evidence seized from cellular telephones and social media accounts shows that defendant Zambrano was an active member of the enterprise and close confidant of defendant Chuck. On July 4, 2019, defendant Zambrano sent defendant Chuck a photograph of 3 firearms in a duffel bag. On WhatsApp, Zambrano sent Chuck photographs of a semi-automatic pistol with a 50-round drum. Louis Love, also known as Scoobs, and Scooby is another member of the Brims. Love was sent by Star Brim to ensure the enterprise remained respected. Defendant Love recounted all the details of the assault to Star Brim, bragging to her that ninjas got right on the victim and them chicks got her. Chick got her. Love described to Star Brim his willingness to use violence the night of the assault, saying how he was ready for a Royal Rumble in Angels. Tishan Atkins, also known as Breeze, is a 5'9" Brims member who was involved in the trafficking of drugs and committing fraud with other members of the enterprise. On January 16, 2019, defendant Atkins was arrested for criminal sale of a controlled substance after he sold heroin to an undercover police officer in Nassau County. Defendant Atkins posted bail after his arrest. His pending charges did not deter him, however, as less than 3 months later, defendant Atkins was arrested again, on March 5, 2019, for possession of a firearm, among other offenses. Brody. These charges stem from
that's what we call the cycle of the streets. You get out, you got a little bit more staying than you did last time, you know what I'm saying? You got a little bit more known than last time, but you got to move a certain type of way, you got to keep it on you, this, that, and the third. You get out, you get caught again. Now it's going to be harder to get out of what you got caught up in the second time than the first time.
YPD's execution of a search warrant at an apartment in the Marlborough houses, during which the police found defendant Atkins and others inside, along with a loaded semi-automatic Taurus 9mm firearm, drugs, and at least one forged instrument. On August 8, 2019, defendant Atkins pled guilty in Kings County Supreme Court to criminal possession of a firearm.
God
so that's about
damn, them niggas in New York warring, bro. They are warring. Them niggas do not really give a fuck. That shit is crazy, bro. I can't sit right here and lie to y'all, bro. New York is wild. Cardi B, I'm glad you got about that shit. But with that being said, man, it's your boy Key checking in, checking out. This is the 5'9" Brims versus the Jeezy Moolah and the Real Rights. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B versus Jeezy Moolah, or whatever, however that go. New York is a crazy place, bro. You heard what they said. The nigga said they in all of the boroughs. You know what I'm saying? So it really ain't no escaping it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Get you some money, get out the way. With that being said, this is your boy Key checking in, checking out, and we gone.